You're not lazy, you're not weak, and you're not stupid. But your mind learned a habit that slowly holds you back. It learned how to think so much that it stopped letting you move. Most people believe overthinking is intelligence. They believe that if they analyze long enough, they'll reach the perfect decision. But look at your life honestly. How many decisions are still pending? How many messages are unspent? How many plans are waiting for the right time? Overthinking doesn't protect you, it delays you, and delay quietly destroys more lives than failure ever will. When you overthink, it feels productive. Your mind tells you you're preparing, that you're being careful, that you're avoiding mistakes. But what's really happening is fear wearing a smart mask. Fear doesn't always look like panic. Sometimes it looks like planning. Sometimes it looks like patience. Sometimes it looks like waiting. And that's why it's dangerous. Because it feels reasonable. Overthinkers don't sit still physically. They're exhausted mentally. They replay conversations that already ended. They imagine outcomes that haven't happened. They solve problems that don't exist yet. By the time real life arrives, they're already tired. Overthinking burns your energy before life even asks for it. That's why people who think the most often do the least. Not because they lack potential, but because all their energy stays trapped in their head. Imagine standing at the edge of a swimming pool. The water looks cold. You dip your foot in, you pull it back. You imagine the discomfort. Someone else doesn't think, they jump. For a moment it's uncomfortable. Then the body adjusts. And they're swimming while you're still standing there dry, safe, and stuck. Life works the same way. Overthinkers stay at the edge. Action takers feel discomfort once and then move forward. The mind hates uncertainty, so it creates noise. What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if people judge me? What if this doesn't work? But most people don't fail because they chose wrong. They fail because they never chose at all. Overthinking slowly turns into self-sabotage. You don't destroy your chances loudly. You delay them politely. You say things like, I'll start when I'm more confident. I'll move when I'm ready. I just need more time. But confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after it. Readiness is not a feeling, it's a result. The longer you wait to feel ready, the more your mind convinces you that you're not. Here's the dangerous part. Overthinking feels safe. It feels controlled. It feels familiar. Your brain prefers familiar discomfort over unfamiliar growth. So it chooses waiting over risking embarrassment, thinking over risking rejection, planning over risking failure. And slowly, without realizing it, your life becomes smaller than it should be. There was someone who once had a simple opportunity. Not dramatic, not life-changing on paper. Just a moment where action mattered. A conversation they could have started. A step they could have taken. A decision they kept postponing. Every day they said soon. Every week they said not now. Every month they said I need to think more. One day the opportunity disappeared. Not with noise. Not with regret in the moment. It just moved on to someone who didn't overthink. Years later, the pain wasn't from failure. It was from knowing they never tried. That's what overthinking leaves behind. Not scars from mistakes, but empty spaces where experiences should have been. Overthinking is not depth. It's avoidance. Self-sabotage doesn't always look destructive. Sometimes it looks calm. Sometimes it looks reasonable. Sometimes it looks like waiting for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment rarely arrives. It's created by movement. Your mind was designed to protect you, not fulfill you. It scans for danger. It exaggerates risk. That's its job. But when protection becomes control, your life shrinks. Most of the things you overthink never happen. And the few that do are never as bad as your mind imagined. Overthinking is about control. The mind wants guarantees in a world that doesn't offer them, so it stalls. Life doesn't reward preparation forever. It rewards engagement. The biggest regrets people carry are not the mistakes they made, but the chances they avoided. Most people don't sabotage themselves loudly. They do it politely. They stay cautious. They stay reasonable. They stay safe. And years later, they wonder why nothing changed. Here's what changes everything. You stop asking what's the perfect move, and you start asking what's the next honest step. Not the smartest step. Not the safest step. Just the next real one. Movement creates clarity. Action quiets the mind. Experience builds confidence. When you move, your identity updates. When you act, self-trust forms. When you engage, overthinking loses power. Thoughts are suggestions, not commands. You're allowed to move even when your mind is unsure. You're allowed to try without guarantees. You're allowed to fail and still be worthy. The people who live fully are not the ones who figured everything out. They're the ones who stopped waiting for permission. If you've been stuck in your head for too long, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you care. But awareness without movement becomes a cage. So don't aim for perfection. Aim for motion. Life opens up not to those who think the longest, but to those who step forward even while their hands are shaking. You don't need to silence your mind. You just need to stop letting it stop you. Subscribe to the channel where we stay 2 steps ahead. Welcome to family where clarity comes from movement and strength is built in silence. Until then, stay humble, stay sharp.